Wait a minute, did 50 Cent really cover the legal FEs for Jay-Z's alleged son just so he could sue Jay and even take part in a documentary about Diddy and Jay? Things are definitely getting complicated, and it seems like this situation could spiral further, possibly revealing some of the questionable actions Jay-Z and Beyonce may have been involved in over the years. Not long ago, Nicki Minaj took to Twitter and openly criticized Jay-Z. She even shared what she claims are receipts, showing that he owes her more than $200 million. On top of that, she accused him of working with certain music industry figures to sabotage her career before anyone could fully understand how such a large debt could exist or how things escalated so quickly. Jay-Z's alleged son, whom he has consistently denied, came forward once again. This time, though, he claims to have solid proof that Jay-Z is his biological father.
You are the father.
The alleged son, Rai Satithwaite, has been in a legal back and forth with Jay-Z since 2010. He says Jay got his late mother, Wanda, pregnant when she was only 16. Wanda was still living when Rai first took Jay to court, but she sadly passed away. In 2019, before her passing, Wanda provided a signed affidavit to the Daily Mail detailing how she first met Jay-Z. In the statement, she claimed they had a one-night stand, during which he allegedly slept with her without using protection. She said that after multiple failed attempts to get Jay to claim Ryer, she was forced to put her then-boyfriend, Robert Graves, on his birth certificate as the father. But here's the twist: Wanda had allegedly told her boyfriend at the time that Reimer was his biological child, even though that wasn't the case. As previously mentioned, Rai had already begun legal proceedings against Jay-Z before his mother passed away, but her death only pushed him to pursue it more aggressively. Many suspect that Jay-Z's refusal to acknowledge Rai or take a paternity test stems from his desire to keep the alleged relationship with a 16-year-old under wraps. Rai's godmother, Lily Colley, claims that when Wanda first reached out to Jay about Reimer, his initial response was actually positive. They even discussed Rai's musical talent and whether it might be the right time to sign him to Jay-Z's label. But once new lawyers got involved, everything shifted. The tone completely changed. It seems they may have realized the situation carried greater risks for Sean, especially considering the allegation that Wanda was underage at the time. Since then, there has just been a whole bunch of mistakes, oversights, and collusion between our lawyers and Sean's lawyers, which is why we have to fight back, and we're not giving up. In a revealing interview, Reimer accused Jay-Z of using his wealth to pay off lawyers and judges in an effort to keep the case hidden from the public. He even claimed that his own legal team, whom he personally financed, had been bribed by Jay-Z to deliberately undermine his case.
A lot of things that's going on still in our court system. I'm just trying to keep the world really aware, because this is something that's going on continuously on a daily basis with maybe many different people. So as I said, I was in a major court. Me and my mom, my godmom, we've been in court for many years, and it's just been crazy. As I said before, it's been crazy. We've been going in there. I don't feel like we've been getting our rights really appreciated. So important to deal with, because all the fraud on the court, if we just let that, just pass and not say anything about it, they would continue to do anything they want. It's not just with us, it's with people in the world. Like, a lot of fraud and a lot of collusion that's just been going on and just been looked over was never supposed to happen. And I will not let that pass. I'm not letting the lawyers get away with that. They will not go in the courtroom of justice and just lie like that and continue to get praised off it, or use this lie to benefit off all these years. Like, we've been going to court, putting our hard-earned money out there, and we going in there to fight fraud. That's just that's craziness. That's really craziness. And I don't think nobody in the world should have to go through that. You going in there, you paying your hard-earned money. You got these lawyers that just frauding and pitting anything they want basically in the courtroom, and the judges is just allowing this to go on. I honestly believe that both of them should be hold it responsible for this, because you guys, this is you guys' job, and if the judge can't see this or overlook it, I can understand a mistake, but just throughout the years, this continue to overlook fraud is just craziness to me. Like, come on, it's right there in your face. If you can't see that, then I don't know what else we can do to help you guys believe that it's something crazy going on with this case. Like honestly, I just want everybody in the world just to keep their eyes open and just watch things that happen, that just like how things unfold, because it's crazy. It really is crazy. These judges, these lawyers, this fraud, this collusion, who knows what it's for, money or friendships or whatever they got going on. But I can honestly say that we should never go in the courtroom feeling like we're already the victims and we did nothing wrong. We did nothing wrong but come in here, tell you guys the truth, put our life on the line, come to every court case and give you 100% plus of us. And basically we just got stepped on, and basically, just try to get dragged through the system. But no, we won't let that go. That's not us. We're not we're not letting this go, and we will continue to fight, like, especially for fraud and collusion that's been going on. No, I will not let nobody just put that on my name, my mother's name, my godmother's name. We will fight for what is right, like we've been doing all these years.
Rymere and his godmother, Lily, appeared in an interview with Liz Crokin, and this is what they had to say.
Lily revealed that ever since they began pursuing legal action against Jay-Z, both she and Rymere have faced threats. She also mentioned they've been followed on multiple occasions. At one point, she claimed Rymere's home was broken into, and the intruders warned him they would return and harm him if he didn't drop the case. Things escalated to the point where Rymere had to seek help from the police multiple times. However, according to Lily, Jay-Z's influence extends to federal authorities as well, so those reports were simply ignored.
You think that it seemed that Jay-Z via his people were willing to work something out behind the scenes, and then all of a sudden that stopped? Why do you think that he is refusing to take a paternity test and stopped, working with you all behind the scenes? What was driving that, in your opinion?
Well, part of it was a rumor that was told that he didn't like the fact that this particular case was in the public, and he had a problem with Rymere putting it in the public, which was not Rymere, was his mother. So basically, in a nutshell, I just believe that was a big part of it. He didn't like the fact that it was in public. There was a time that Mr. Carter was trying to resolve the matter in the very beginning, and he was doing it in the best interest of Rymere. And then somewhere he left his heart and started thinking with his head.
Do you think part of it is because Wanda was 16?
Yeah, well, definitely that's the big part of it. The allegations that we have, that the affidavit says that Wanda was 16 and he was 22. That's in Wanda's own words.
Right.
So therefore, that would be something that would make some people uncomfortable.
Right. Well, it's a crime. But for the record, you did tell me that Wanda told you that she did tell Jay-Z that she was of legal age. Is that true?
Right. She did tell me that she told him she was 18 or something, whatever.
And get this, Rymere said that since Jay-Z keeps refusing to take a DNA test, he tried to trace their connection through an online ancestry service. But oddly enough, the results were tampered with and he never received them. Interestingly, Jay-Z's other alleged daughter, Letitia Messer, reportedly used the same method to prove her connection to him after he repeatedly declined DNA testing. Allegedly, once she got her results, she was paid off and signed an NDA to stay silent.
Ancestry.com, and that's basically say they didn't give me my paperwork back. Like, I did the swab and spit in it and then get sent it to them. And when I called to try to get my information, basically it was an error, and I never heard of that.
There was an error? They wouldn't give you your paperwork?
Yeah, they won't give me my paperwork from Ancestry.com. Now you have people saying use 23andMe. And I just want people to know, like, the courts got my DNA. So if they wanted to test my DNA, for me just to keep spending all this money, these guys can test it, Jay-Z and them. And it's the judges. They have everything they need. So obviously I'm not out of the fight, and I won't stop. It's not just about no Jay-Z. I'm not just chasing Jay-Z. That's not what it's about. My mom passed away fighting this case until she was gone. So that's more important to me.
Recently, this case resurfaced after Jay-Z attempted to have it dismissed in court. However, after reviewing the evidence, the judge wasn't convinced and denied his request. Jay-Z then filed another motion, this time claiming that the entire situation has been a decade-long campaign of harassment against him. He said the fabricated allegations and claims have been addressed and rejected in multiple other courts, and continued harm and disregard of those orders has already resulted in a contempt order. While all of this was unfolding, 50 Cent jumped into The mix and mocked Jay-Z for still not being able to shut down the case, despite years of trying to silence Rhymer. Adding to the drama, rumors have been circulating that 50 Cent recently included Rhymer in his upcoming documentary about Diddy and Jay-Z. Reportedly, he's also covering Rhymer's legal expenses so the case can continue for as long as necessary. This move didn't surprise many, as 50 has been persistent with his digs, especially after Diddy's arrest. He even posted several jabs, including one where Jay-Z's face, "Anybody seen Jay? Lol." Puff said, "The man ain't answering his phone." He followed that up with another edited image of Jay-Z, this time paired with a caption that continued the trolling, making it clear that 50 Cent had no plans to let up anytime soon, was edited onto a milk carton, captioned accordingly. Here is Jay-Z, last reported seen waving at Puffy jet log just when it seemed like 50 Cent was done taking shots. He shared an unflattering photo of Jay-Z with a caption that kept the mockery going, proving once again that he wasn't ready to back down. Jay in hibernation, he ain't coming outside till this is with Puff blowover. No brunch, no lunch, no dinner. Lol, I'm all you got him outside. When it came to the case involving Rhymer, 50 Cent didn't hesitate to share his thoughts. He posted a photo of Rhymer alongside Diddy, adding a caption that made his stance on the situation loud and clear. Jay-Z is trending because the judge has granted Rhymer's request to move forward with his case. And the judge has demanded Jay-Z to respond to Rhymer's paternity lawsuit by July 18th. Hashtag Jay-Z. But guess who's reportedly not thrilled about 50 Cent inserting himself into all this? Beyonce. Word is she's frustrated that the case is still dragging. On and now, with 50 planning to feature it in his documentary, she feels it's being blown even more out of proportion. In fact, Rhymer's godmother, Lily, claims that Beyonce is actually the reason Jay still hasn't publicly acknowledged Rhymer. According to her, Beyonce was deeply unsettled by Jay's interest in stepping forward and ultimately persuaded him to keep the situation private.
You have told me that you believe that Beyonce may have been one of the reasons why there wasn't a resolution.
I do believe that. Like in the very beginning, they didn't have a daughter. And there was seemed like we were understanding there was complications in getting conceived, etc.
Right.
And I felt like that would make some women, and it seemed like with her, she would fit that bill, uncomfortable about him having a fully grown son with a talent.
Right.
So I do believe that she had a problem. If it was true, she would have a problem with the fact that Rhymer was in the picture or coming in the picture, because that was a vulnerable time.
Right.
But clearly now, 10 years later, 12 years later, you would think somebody would say, hey, let's just get this out of the way.
Now, while it's hard to confirm how accurate any of this is, people definitely had their own opinions, like this individual who commented, "The DNA tests need to be done inside the courtroom in front of Rye, Jay-Z, lawyers, and the judge with the results tested right in the courtroom." Another person said, "As a wife and mother, I would think Miss Bay would want the truth so the situation can be put to rest." What kind of woman does not want her husband to take responsibility for being a parent to all of his kids? This young man did not ask to be born here. Jay, take the test and stop stalling. But now I'd like to hear what you think. What's your take on the claim that Beyonce may have tried to keep this situation under wraps? And do you believe 50 Cent is justified in including it in his documentary? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to click here to check out another video diving into the latest drama.